Hey Americans, why grind a 9 to 5 when you can babysit ghost children, pocket like $4 million in taxpayers' cash? All courtesy of you.
I mean, if you have no morals and values, this man actually makes a great point. If you don't want to work and contribute to society, you honestly have a perfect solution right here. Anyway, today I found some of the craziest clips of the Minnesota fraud incident, and you won't want to miss the insane last clip.
I'm a Minnesota Somalian. Of course I live in a big house funded by United States taxpayers.
I'm a Minnesota Somalian. Of course we have the most luxurious cars.
I'm Minnesota Somali. I'm champion border. Hi.
I'm a Minnesota Somalian. Of course I tell the government I feed 3,000 kids for no reason. Did you get the bill yet?
Hey, of course I'm a Minnesota Somali. Of course we live in Minneapolis.
Hey, get the...
I'm a Minnesota Somalian. Of course I got 12 siblings. I don't even know half of their names.
I'm a Minnesota Somali. Of course Minnesota Somalia was promised us 3,000 years ago.
Hi, Trump. I'm back so much.
It is honestly really sad that some people have absolutely no shame from stealing from the average taxpayer and committing fraud.
Governor Walz, what can you say about the latest on the Somali fraud that happened under your watch, sir? Governor, have you been able to apologize yet to the people of Minnesota for allowing this Somali fraud to continue under your watch?
Of the people of Minnesota.
Is it time to apologize? How about the whistleblowers that you have allegedly retaliated against? Would you like to respond to the whistleblowers?
And right now, our neighbors are being demonized. Our neighbors are being terrorized. Our neighbors are being picked up off the streets. The antidote to that is positive actions to improve lives that go against what they're trying to do. So instead of demonizing our Somali community, we're going to do more to welcome more in and welcome people back. Instead of cutting programs, we're going to do a new set.
This is honestly one of the most tone-deaf reactions to a situation like this, probably ever in the history of politics. You would at least expect that the governor of a state that had all this fraud come out and be exposed would at least address it.
Area. Don't come to this area.
What's your response to the allegations? Is there fraud going on here? No, it's a video. I just want to know. What's your response?
What's the problem?
Huh?
Get the out of here.
What's your response to the allegations? Is there fraud going on here, and is there children? That's all.
Don't harass people here.
So honestly, that employee of the daycare does not sound like someone who should be working at a daycare. And obviously, now we know they have not been working at a daycare all along.
So fake daycares and child learning centers have been getting millions of dollars from the American taxpayers up in Minnesota. Let's talk about it, guys. So this YouTuber, Nick Shirley, was able to dig up this information for this story while all the other news media sources failed. This story, apparently, people have been talking about it since like 2016, 2017. People have been talking about this story for almost 10 years, but no journalist with the mainstream media picked up on it. Nobody with the feds, none of the IRS, nobody figured out about the millions and millions of dollars being stolen from the American people. It took Nick Shirley, what is he, 23-year-old YouTube journalist, to bring it to your attention, and now the FBI wants to talk about it. This is the problem with America. This is the problem with America. All of these fake news media sources that would rather talk about ratings falling in their favorite shows because they went woke. They would rather talk about Disney movies than talk about what's really happening in America. Peace and love.
Honestly, this man is completely right, and it is very sad that it took this long and just a 23-year-old YouTuber to go ahead and make a big deal out of this just for the government to do.
Alright guys, today we are diving into a story that sounds almost too unbelievable to be real. What starts as a shocking claim about taxpayer money being spent on so-called ghost children quickly turns into a growing controversy involving daycare centers, government oversight, and serious fraud allegations. As questions begin flying toward officials and investigators start pushing for answers, the reactions become just as revealing as the accusations themselves. Pay close attention, because this opening segment lays the foundation for a case that would eventually spark national attention and leave many people wondering how something this massive could go unnoticed for so long.
This is just a super sad incident in the fact that it took this long and, a YouTuber to go ahead and prompt a further investigation. There have been talks of this kind of government fraud for years now. Nothing ever happened and nothing ever came of it because nobody ever investigated.
Hey, I've been seeing a few videos on here about the whole Nick Shirley thing. The guy who was investigating fraud in Minnesota and basically trying to break into daycare centers, going up to the doors and saying, "Where are the children? Where are the children?" For those of you out there who might be tempted to defend Nick Shirley, I just want to make sure that you're clear on one thing, because I know everybody else has dealt with everything else, like, probably should have called the police, because, some creepy strangers going up the doors demanding to see children. I just want to make sure we're absolutely clear. Nick Shirley shows up to a fucking daycare center where any children associated with my family are, then he would have to consider himself extremely lucky if the only thing I do is call the police. Because there are other options. Now, why would I call the police if some creepy dude showed up to daycare center demanding to see children? That's paperwork. That's witnesses. And I guarantee you nobody knew they were there to begin with, so I'll take care of it.
This is honestly insane to me that anyone would come out online and say this, because this is just the peak of conspiracy theories with no grounds. You have absolutely no evidence, and this man is just trying to stop fraud from happening.
Hey Americans, why grind a 9 to 5 when you can babysit ghost children and pocket like $4 million in taxpayers' cash? Why? No kids, no crayons, no mess, just pure easy money. We are talking about empty buildings like the Quality Learning Center. Yeah, they can't even spell and they are babysitting. Locked doors, 0 toddlers tumbling around, but hey, they scored nearly $2 million this year alone for Minnesota Daycare's program. This is the hot sequel to the Feeding Our Future epic. Fake meals for phantom kids, billion Spanish, luxury rides, and overseas trips, all courtesy of you.
Going online and bragging to the taxpayers that you stole this money from is absolutely diabolical. There are millions and millions of dollars going to individuals, adding up to billions of dollars. And I guess the first thing that some people do is go online and flaunt their wealth.
Today, we have taken 3 direct actions against the blatant fraud that seems to be rampant in Minnesota. First, I have activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF childcare payments across America. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment. Second, I've just signed and sent a demand letter to Governor Walz. I required a full 360 review of these centers. This includes attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections.
And third, we've launched a dedicated fraud reporting hotline and email address at childcare.gov. Whether you're a parent, a provider, a member of the public, we want to hear from you. Let me be crystal clear. ACF expects every state to uphold the highest standards of oversight, monitoring, and accountability for federal dollars. Minnesota is no exception.
We're committed to holding bad actors accountable. Regardless of rank or office, anyone who's involved in perpetrating this fraud against the American people should expect to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
The fact that it took this long for a hotline like this to pop up and, more enforcement rules to pop up is insane. I shouldn't have to say it myself, but this program should have been in place as soon as money started going out.
It's a daycare center owned by Somalians and stuff like that.
Have you ever seen any kids in this place here?
No, not that I know of. I just seen it, the building itself. I've never seen nobody come out the building or go in the building.
You've never seen anybody over there?
No, not at all.
So right now we are in front of the Great Minds Learning Academy This is one of the many daycare centers, learning centers here in Columbus, Ohio, that are associated with the Somali community.
Buckle up, guys, because this is where the allegations start turning into evidence. Investigators and independent journalists begin visiting locations that were reportedly receiving millions in public funding, only to find empty buildings and facilities with no visible activity. The deeper they dig, the more questions emerge about where the money actually went and who was responsible for monitoring these programs. What makes this segment so important is that it moves beyond accusations and into documented observations, creating the first major turning point in a story that was becoming harder and harder to ignore.
Nobody's picking up, so we're not sure what the hell's going on here, but we're gonna get out of here. Now there's somebody over there. How you doing, sir? I'm sure you see the reports over the weekend about all the daycare centers in Minnesota. We just wanted to see what was going on. Did you know anything about this place here?
It's a daycare center owned by Somalians and stuff like that.
Did you ever see any kids there?
No, because they use the back door, so I want to know if they is.
They use the back door?
Yeah, I've never seen nobody come in, but they use the back door.
But have you ever seen any kid? You live around here?
Yeah, on this building right here.
Oh, you're in this building?
Yeah.
You're in this building too? Hey, let me ask you, have you ever seen any kids in this place here?
No, not that I know of. They use the back, so I've never seen nobody come out the front.
You've never seen anybody over there?
No, not at all.
I just seen it, the building itself. I've never seen nobody come out the building or go in the building.
So we came to the back, just like those guys suggested, and there's nothing here.
So obviously he found that huge shocker at the end there. There's nothing there. This man went out to Columbus, Ohio, and he found the same thing. So it's safe to say that this type of fraud is rampant across the whole country, unfortunately.
أنا معهم ملنا دبي أنت اللي وضو باسبوركي ولا قاطي راعي ساوك جرا أنتو قفوا أمبسي لزال لكورو إلا كبغض لسؤال عند علي I don't want to be here no more. I'm so tired of being here. This place. This is where I'm living. So tired of it. It's just like I want to go back. I don't want to be here no more. I don't cut my hair. I don't shave. I don't do nothing. I just want to go back.
So I'm not sure if this man had anything to do with the learning centers and daycares, but if he did, then it would make sense why they would deport him at the end of the day.
Massive fraud is going on here in the state of Minnesota, especially in Minneapolis. Explain to me what's going on with the daycares.
So one of the things that I've noticed is there's an exceptional number of child care centers that are set up mostly in Minneapolis, but also in St. Paul. And I said, wow, how many kids are there in the Twin Cities? Some of them are by my office, and I would watch, and I said, well, there aren't any kids there. And I go to another one, there aren't any kids there. So I stopped at one of them, and I said, hey, I'm just wondering, I've got a grandson who's looking for childcare, and I wonder if this might be a good facility. And they said, no, we're all full. And they had the door open, and I looked, and there were no kids. There was like a couch and a table with a couple chairs. And I said, well, are the kids out back playing, or what kind of place is this? And the guy said, you go, and he almost pushed me out the door, and then he followed me down the street to my car. And that's when I said, wait a minute, there's something going on here, and that's got to be maybe 5 years ago. This fraud is so massive. When the dust settles on this, it's going to be found to be the largest fraud in the history of the country and probably the world. It's that big. The ones that I've gotten data on, they average about $2.5 million a year, and a lot of them will say they have anywhere from 80 to 120 children. I've been to literally 40 or 50 of these childcare, and there never has been a single child at any one of them ever. Morning, afternoon, evening. Some of them say they're open till 10 o'clock at night. I go there in the morning, I go there in the afternoon, I go there at 9 o'clock at night. Nobody. There are no kids there ever.
So obviously this is one of the main guys involved in uncovering this fraud, and as you can see, he's pretty much an expert. So the fact that he's gone to 40 or 50 of these daycares and has never seen one child really says everything you need to know. But guys, you will not want to miss this insane last clip. Just wait for it.
Who are saying Somali, they have to leave America. What if you guys leave and then we stay? You guys don't want us, right? So you guys leave and then we stay. Yeah? Ininkas ka bada. Anawa jogi na mfant. Magal ka ni wan kasena. Those people who are saying Somali, they have to leave America. What if you guys leave and then we stay? You guys don't want us, right? So you guys leave.
All right, guys. This is the moment where the entire investigation reaches another level. A key figure involved in uncovering the alleged scheme explains years of observations, repeated visits, and encounters that only deepened his suspicions. According to his account, dozens of facilities appeared inactive despite claiming to serve large numbers of children and receiving substantial funding. Whether every claim ultimately holds up or not, the scale being described is staggering and helps explain why this case attracted so much attention. If you found this video informative, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.